Oh, Bob.
Mr. Adrian.
Yes, sir.
Mr. A on our screen. Mr. A, how are you doing?
Very good, thanks.
Super A.
Okay, we're online now. Okay, well, welcome everybody here to the first meeting of 2024. And welcome to Adrian way down there in the sunny south. We'll call this meeting to order. And just to read out, please note that this meeting is being broadcast and recorded. Recordings will be made available on the town's YouTube channel. So you have the agenda in front of you there. So item number 2 on our agenda, if anybody has a pecuniary interest or conflict of interest, you can declare it now or at any time during the meeting as you would see fit. Number 3 on the agenda, we do not have any delegations today, so there's no items at this time. Item number 4, adoption of committee meeting and minutes. 4.1, that was moved by John Van Claver and seconded by Hank Will Shut, that the minutes of the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee meeting be received and approved for adoption. We have the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee, November 15th, I guess, 2023 minutes. We have the closed Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee, November 15th, 23 minutes. Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery, November 15th, 2023 minutes. I don't know if I'm reading that double or just my eyes, but that's what it says in front of me. So, is there any business arising from those previous minutes? Just take a minute to go through them there. You have the agenda in front of you, do you, Adrian?
I do.
Okay, so we're just going to take a minute to let's just take a look at the previous minutes and see if there's any changes or corrections or additions that you'd like in there. Anybody seeing any changes they'd like to make or comments?
Is this part of the double sale?
Pardon me?
Is this part of the double sale?
Closed part, Albert.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing for you, Albert? Nope. Yeah, you good? John, you good?
Nothing for me, sir.
Okay, then, once again, that was moved by John Van Claver and Hank. We accept those minutes. All in favor? Gary, thank you. Okay, item number 7 there, 7.1, 2024 Decoration Day. That the report by Ella Flynn, Executive Assistant Deputy Clerk, dated November the 30th, 2023, regarding the 2024 Decoration Day be received, and the committee advise staff on which service providers they wish to use for the 2024 Decoration Day service as per chart titled Wyoming Public Cemetery 2024 Decoration Day Checklist to-do list. So should be in your package there. Yep, there it is. Just to remind everybody on Decoration Day, I think it was reported at the last meeting that the discussion going with Mount Calvary is something that's not going to happen in 2024. So just so we're all aware that we'll be on our own for at least for this year for Decoration Day. And then maybe those discussions can take place during the year and see if it's a go or not a go or where we're at with it. So you got the rest of the year to really deal with it.
Visit that all the there.
I haven't heard from him again, no.
Okay, we might need to call him once again sometime this year.
He said only meet twice a year and had just had a meeting.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Well, the next one, he didn't say when, it was probably springtime, he said.
Okay.
Yeah,
He would get in touch with me, he said, when they did find something out.
yeah,
Cool.
yes, one way or the other. It wouldn't be till 2025. Anyways, so, yeah. Okay, well, see the checklist in mine.
I don't see the
You
checklist.
see a checklist in yours?
I don't.
I thought I wasn't sure, but just mine. Let me look online to see if it's there. Do you have a checklist in your package, Adrian?
No, I looked for it and I did not see it.
No. Yeah, I didn't. It says there's one, but I don't see it. Well, we can, let me just look at that again.
You go to page 9, we can go by what we did last time.
Well, I think that much as we can. Yeah, yeah, good idea, John. Let just go through that. Welcome a message from the chairperson or, okay, and the mayor. And Enniskillen Township's Kevin Marriott. I think that still would be a goal. Everybody agree? Would be.
Yep.
Okay, heard you there, Adrian. Thank you. Music by Jamie Hiscock. Think that's everybody still okay with that?
Yeah.
Or I mean, if you want any changes, you can add them at any time. This is early in the game, but
And they may not even be available.
they may not even be available. Bagpipes, by Ed Babcock. Everybody okay with that? Okay, prayer, scripture and blessings by Reverend Ron Rye. Well, I would, suggest that we give somebody else an opportunity. I don't know who that would be.
I mentioned to our pastor and he said probably do it, he'd be interested in doing it, so if you want
Got a name?
to. Yeah, everybody Young, yeah, don't ask me how to spell his first name. Young, Reverend DeJong is his name.
Reverend,
DEJONG.
hold on, V.
Isn't
O D is in dog. D.
E and a capital JONG.
Young.
That sounds Dutch.
It is Dutch.
Okay, well, yeah, Ella can look into that later. So everybody agree with that you're approaching for this year? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Is that the covenant?
Yep.
Well, that's from Covenant. Okay.
Yep.
You getting that down on paper there?
Yeah.
Good, because I'll try to write it down, not the best of spelling. The Covenant Church. Great. You okay with that, Adrian?
100%.
I knew you would be. You're so cooperative.
He's our new,
Oh, he's your new pastor. Okay. Okay, no, this has got the 2024 Decoration Day service scheduled for June the 9th. Does that match up to the calendars we got in front of us or whatever?
Sure does. Yep.
Sure does.
Yep.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else we need there really. Well, this all happens in about a half an hour or 45 minutes. As far as chairs and where we're gonna have it, I would suggest that be no different than last year. If it's raining or we have a backup, go to the Legion because you don't know the weather, right? And that worked out
Did you do that this year? I was in PI at the time.
Yeah, it rained, and luckily enough, it started to rain right when it was gonna start. But we were in the Legion and somebody here drove in a big hole, but,
Oh, yes, yes.
yeah,
That be?
yeah. How did you make out there? Was there damage?
No, no, it's fine.
Wow.
It sounded worse than it was, I guess.
It sure did. I was right beside you
Yeah.
in the Legion. Well,
It's a drainage hole in the parking lot.
Oh, that one, that back there over there.
yeah, and the grate come off. I heard crash.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Could I
Okay.
make one suggestion, Chairman Bob?
Yes, sir.
As I noted on last year's event, I think that the so-called dignitaries were equal to the amount of dignitaries and ourselves were almost equal to the amount of off the street people that came to attend. I would suggest that we take particular attention to this year's event to see what the numbers look like and discuss after the Decoration Day whether the right thing is to keep this going forward for the next 25 years or whether we need to look at it closely.
I agree with you 100%, Adrian. After last year's ceremony, I took a look online, and anybody here can do the same thing, talking about this particular subject about decoration days at other municipalities, and a lot of them have no longer do it. You know, it's kind of changed because, you know, getting back to what it meant militarily initially, what that was all about. Now it's kind of moved into whoever's in the cemetery as a respectful day. So yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. The committee agree with that we assess it, make sure we got the right numbers, kind of get Ella to record the right numbers. Let's see where it's going.
Mr. Chairman, there's another thought, because it was a lovely ceremony. And we could consider being a little more proactive. So Pam over there's got like a gazillion friends. If we could each invite 2 people, who each were charged with inviting 2 people. So all of a sudden you've doubled up on the amount of people that were there. Is it kind of a false chair warming ceremony? Maybe it is, but if one person is impacted and it kind of potentially could grow, and it was well worth doing. But it would be neat for more people to experience it.
Can I just give my opinion here? I find maybe the younger generation don't understand what Decoration Day is, and possibly we need to elaborate more on what it's about, or even when people are coming in to pick out their site, give them information. Hey, on June 9th, we have this ceremony that we would love for you to attend. You know, anybody that's been buried from, you know, last time till this time, give them that invitation to come and you know, I feel like that first year of losing someone is hard. And maybe having them come to that would help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think.
It's
I
just a thought.
Yeah, no, and I think, Pam, that you're hitting the nail right on the head. That from what it was originally intended for, and I look at the people that are there since I've been involved in this for the past few years. And it looks to me like, you know, it's still back to what I just mentioned on the history of what this was initially.
Right.
Things have changed. It's no longer,
Right.
it's about today, not about back in 1940. So.
And I think it's all just a misunderstanding. People don't realize what is Decoration Day? Like, what is that? So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think just more knowledge is better for everyone.
I know, and that's even when, you know, I get up there and gave my little speech there. That's why I read the history.
Yeah.
I wanted you know, people to understand where the thing started out, but that's not where it's ended up. So, right, you know, it's about, so yeah, I think that's so, you know, John, your point is well taken for the committee. I mean, maybe that's something we need to do, is try to enhance it a little bit, and Pam just said about, you know.
And you know,
What, have Remembrance Day at the Cenotaph here, like this year, and it was on Saturday. It started sort of along the same line. There was a huge crowd. I was really thoroughly
Mhm.
impressed. During the week, it's not as big, but there's usually a good number of people, but this time was on Saturday, right? And there was a huge crowd there. It was well attended. And you know, I think for a lot of people still have background memories of, like for myself too, from where we come from. I remember, and all these days are special to us. And if it wasn't for that, we might not be here. In this great country, so. Yeah, and I think with Decoration Day too, you gotta remember the soldiers that or died or died afterwards, and we gotta remember them. That's the way, it's a respect too. And for our own families that are buried there, so.
and like, could we expand on, so what you had mentioned, Mr. Chairman, about Decoration Day and what its roots were, and yet we're at a bit of a different time. You said, Pam, about education. Is there a way to expand that name a bit? So to reflect on
Remembrance,
maybe of that past year. Who's been interned in the past year. It's maybe a consideration, something to explore. It's different, but it's certainly no different than not doing it at all.
It's a touchy subject. There's gonna have to, somebody's gonna have to have a lot more expertise on it than myself, because it can be very touchy with the people that celebrate how it was intended versus what today is, right? So you gotta be. Yeah, anyway, we can ask a lot of questions between now and then, you know, we're 6 months away, so.
I'm not ready to throw in the towel yet.
Oh, no, and I hear that loud and clear from the committee for sure, so.
It is worth doing for sure.
Going ahead, but I think Adrian's point there for assessment is, you know, assessment doesn't necessarily mean, I'm assuming, Adrian, that we eliminate it, but maybe assess it and say, okay, how can you better it? What can you
Absolutely.
change it? Just like we're discussing.
Yeah, I would say very simply that it is a wonderful service, and I've been involved with it for quite a number of years. And if it continues to be that the committee members and the dignitaries exceed the number of people off the street coming, I'd have to ask myself some serious questions.
Yep, for sure. So, okay, well, we've got that marked down, and we'll note that in the minutes and stuff, and we can certainly.
Another little thought.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, what you'd mentioned about the, how many school-age children were there. That could be a start too, letting the schools know. Because that's what I heard more often at the Remembrance Day service, was that the kids were there because they learn about it in school and they were freed up to go. And so that could be a pretty cool option. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, we all done with that one there? You okay? You
Thanks.
all done with that one? Okay. 7.2. 2023 Wyoming Public Cemetery year-end update. Just hang on here a minute, please, if you don't mind, before we move on. That was moved by Pam Dobbin, and second by John Van Clevern. The report by Ella Flynn, executive assistant to the clerk, dated November 30, 2023, regarding 2024 Decoration Day be received. And the committee advised staff on which service providers use the 2024 Decoration Day. All in favor? Gary, thank you.
That was an excellent report, by the way.
Yes.
I thought.
Yep. Okay, 7.2. Updates, and I thought this is a good report too, that I read on our update for the cemetery, so you should all have that in your packages, each item. So this here pretty well itemizes, you know, how many, sites we sold, niches, everything. Niches, I should say. I know in 2024, I believe we did adjust our prices on burial plots. I think they were up a bit. I'm not sure whether it's in here or not.
So we had 46 and 23 and 46 and 22.
Yep.
Amazing how that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quite amazed by the difference in the niches sold versus the full plot sold in both 22 and 23.
Mhm.
It's kind of interesting that the niches are not really gathering steam as I thought they might.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I thought the same thing, you know. I was, on this particular report, I was concentrating on looking at the financial impact. I thought, you know, it's kind of interesting when we think about our budgets here for the cemeteries, both the inactive and the active, and you look at the, financial impact, the monies we collected, for the sale of plots there and the, opening and closings and stuff. And the amount of money going back to the cemetery, like for instance, requiring 40% all plot sales, 15% of these sales to be placed in a specific perpetual care account to be held in trust until cemetery is deemed inactive. At this time, funds can be utilized to maintain cemetery. $6,210.84 were placed in the perpetual care account for the plots purchased in 2023, but I think of what it's costing us for maintenance on that, just our active cemetery each year, like, if we had $10,000 budgeted just for repairing stones, never mind the grass cutting and the maintenance and all that, I'm not sure that figure rate today, but I can tell you that $6,210 is not covering the expense that it's costing us each year to keep that cemetery up. As a matter of fact, I think it's way out of balance unless like, so I guess my question was going to be today, and I didn't get the answer for us before I get in here, I forgot, but where does the other 60% go? Al, you're the head manager here today.
And I couldn't answer that for you, Bob. I'd have to go in and find out for Norma and.
I wonder if it's just going into general funds or like the opening closings, which was what, 2,300, yeah, let's say 24,000. Does that, 40% of that doesn't go to perpetual care, does it? That all goes back to the town, doesn't it? The opening and closing dollars?
Yeah, because you're gonna pay for the equipment and man hours and
Yeah.
stuff there to do the work. The follow-ups with the restorations,
Yes. So
cemetery maintenance on our behalf.
so you think some of that, like 24,000 would go back to cutting grass and stuff, or like just into general coffers here and then? After reading this, it kind of was interesting to say, you know, if it's only $6,200 and we're spending 10,000 just for stone repairs, we're falling behind for perpetual care.
You kind of know that.
Yeah, I know, that's,
Down there, yeah.
when I looked at this, that's, so I'll try to get some kind of report from Norma for the next meeting.
Oh, that'd be great.
So we know, because this is the case, we're certainly not balancing out. Especially when you're only getting like sometimes only about 0.5, 0.6% interest on your money, right? I thought you guys might be interested in that conversation. How about you, Adrian? You're a mathematician. What do you think about those figures?
I'm far from a mathematician, but is it not true to say that that $6,000 that we're talking about that went into perpetual care can't be touched anyway? It's just the interest off of that you can play with?
No, I think we can use perpetual care for other things. I'm not sure of the list, but we do have some advantage here in that some of this money that's gone into perpetual care, we can debenture some of that money out as loans to different things and get much better interest. I'm not sure of the list of what perpetual care dollars can be used exactly for, but you know what? I think that's another answer that this committee probably would like to know. Should have had Norma in here. Normally she's at our meeting. We'll. Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any other comments on that item or that you'd want to go back to Ella? By the way, pardon me?
Good job on that report
Yeah,
as well.
my understanding is Ella will be remaining with the cemetery committee and she will not be remaining with the fire committee. That will be Nicole. Nicole's here with us. She's Ella's, I don't know, somewhere in the sunny sun, I think. Sunny.
Yes, where it's nice and hot.
Maybe a little warmer than where you're at, Adrian.
It's not particularly warm here, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, then that was moved by John Van Claver and second by Hank Wiltshire. That the report by Ella Flynn, Executive Assistant Deputy Clerk, dated December the 20th, 2023, regarding 2023 Wyoming Public Cemetery year-end update be received. And the report be forwarded to council for information purposes. All in favor?
Yes.
Gary, thank you. Good report. The more they tell us, the more we want to know. Okay, no bylaws at this time, number 8 there. 9, correspondence, no items at this time. New business 10.1. That the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee receives and approves the 2024 flower cleanup lists. And I guess you all have that in front of you.
That's just for Wyoming, right?
Yep. Yeah, yep, for sure.
Is the Utah part of our?
Nope.
No, it's not part
That's
of
a
it.
private cemetery, yep.
Cause I drove by there the other day and I don't remember no talk about this one.
Yeah, I think that's about the only one that's left in Wyoming that isn't.
So one left, yes.
There's only one left and.
Chairman Bob, I have a request.
Yes.
I see that I'm down for March and it's going to be a long trip for me to go down there for a day to the cemetery. I was hoping to switch with somebody that's interested in making a switch with me.
Pam's willing to switch for February.
Well, that'll be just about as bad, maybe worse.
I actually need February off.
I can do
Yeah.
better.
Okay. Okay, so then I'll do June.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I got some kick flack from some people that said we were moving the flowers on top of the stones too early.
Oh,
I did remove some. They were pretty ratty looking. And anyways, I know there's one person talked about it and I said, that's a part of our mandate to look after that,
yeah.
clean up flowers that are dead and what don't look good anymore. Disagreed with me, but.
Yeah.
anyways.
Adrian, I'll switch with you.
Okay, Bob, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, sir. And Albert, for your comments, if you look at the bottom there, under that list, it tells you committee members are reminded that they only pick up dead flower arrangements and small fallen branches, sticks and twigs. It's your discretion.
Yeah.
I mean, if they look ratty and they're,
That's right. It's the ones on top, some of them on top will last forever almost, but the saddle ones, but yeah, there's a couple that were pretty rotten, falling apart.
then what can I say?
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I'd probably do the same thing.
yeah, I wouldn't have, so. Okay, so everybody's happy now with the list, no more changes, but anyways, if there is a change or you can't do it, just give one of us a call. I go over there quite often, just drive through or come to one of our meetings, so I have no issues. Okay,
I put a few times clean this up, so.
yeah, exactly.
Gotta get out of the house.
Well, and by the way, just to update everybody, the Public Works also on a monthly basis does a tour, and I know Al does the tour through there, so it's not just us, we're just kind of doing the minor things, but these guys are
Yep.
committed to doing the tour, so remember that,
Yep.
they're doing that, yep. Okay, that was moved by Pamela and seconded by John Van Clavern. Wyoming Public Cemetery Inactive Cemetery Committee receives and approves the 2024 flowers cleanup. All of it. Thank you. I don't see, oh, I see your little hand there. Above the A, man. Yeah. I like that little hand there. As long as it don't have the middle finger up on. Okay, new business there, that was 10.1. Anybody, Pam, do you have any new business? No.
None.
No, Hank, nope. No.
No.
Under new business, you have a document in front of you. This was something that was on the recommended reading at council meeting last night. And I thought this would, it's quite interesting here for this committee, because if you've read it or you're going to read it, this is about what we just talked about. There's only one cemetery left in this community that would be abandoned because it's private. As you know, a lot of these around the churches and stuff like that, when they abandon them, those go back to the municipality. And if there's any money in the funds, so be it. That goes to the municipality also, if you read through this. However, a lot of them don't have a lot of money. You know, their old perpetual care money was almost nil. You bought your plots for maybe $50 at the time. So this is something that this particular municipality is asking the government to get involved in these cemeteries that are being taken out of service, and just automatically passing them to the municipality at your taxpayers' expense. So they want the government or the minister of this particular cemeteries to step in and them take this and fund it for the upkeep of these cemeteries. So I asked the council last night to support this resolution letter from this municipality saying, yeah, we think it's only fair that you step in and start to help fund them. There's hundreds and hundreds of these. 3 years ago, I did have an opportunity to present the same item to the minister about the cost of municipalities for keeping these inactive cemeteries up. And they were gonna do a big this and that, but you know, I don't think anything ever happened. I teamed up with Warwick at the time and made the presentation in Toronto. Never heard another thing back, but so we supported this municipality. So this is for reading. Reading only, so have a read of it. Nothing we can do. This is just supporting another municipality. But just let you know what happens to these cemeteries when they become inactive and how it affects your community and your tax dollars. So that's recommended reading. Adrian, you probably don't have a copy of this, right?
Correct.
I have
Is it online somewhere?
No.
Okay.
You probably could scan it into them.
I
Yeah.
can email one to you, Adrian.
Appreciate that. I'd love to read that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, yeah, it's quite interesting, and I don't know if anything will ever happen, but Okay. Any other new business? I'm gonna bring one other thing up here that I just thought of now. Al, it's to do with you. The pile of dirt. We've been trying to deal with this for several years, and I do notice that it's almost 3/4 gone.
We're picking away at it.
And if I recall, last time you were building a berm along the back. And I don't see
With
that
some
berm.
of it,
Yeah,
with some of it, yeah.
looks like you're pretty well using it up for other stuff.
Yeah, we used part of it for, building up the shoulders because we had to raise Fairweather Road so high. So we put some on the edges of the Fairweather Road out, between Confed and, Churchill. And we wanted to use some more for some of the buildup at Michigan Line, where we just did the construction there. There's some high. That's been on the guy's list to, get out there and do it when we have the opening. And so they're just another one of those fill-in jobs. And, just, it hasn't happened yet. It is there to, weather permits, allows us to dump, and then within a period of time, we can get it graded out and dressed, so we're not getting phone calls that we've left a mess behind on somebody's property.
Yeah, I did notice, like I say, about 3/4 of it is gone.
Yeah.
So eventually, you're not dumping any more there. I noticed that also. So that's good. It's just an update, so. But it would be nice to,
Yeah, picking away at it.
You know,
and
right in the
I stay
main.
on them.
yeah.
Seems to be every time we're done with the meetings, I remind them of that.
Adrian, do you want to comment on that at all?
No, it sounds like we're heading in the right direction, but, yeah. No, I don't have any other comments.
Okay, thanks,
We're
Adrian.
on top of the pile, not under it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess there's no other business. I don't think. Nope. In the regular meeting, there's not, but we're going to now move into an in-camera meeting. So let me just read that here. Moved by John Van Claveren, seconded by Pamela Delvin, that the Wyoming Public Cemetery and Inactive Cemetery Committee move into an in-camera meeting pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act 2001 as amended for the following reasons. Item A, personnel matters. Section 239, 2B, personnel matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. All in favor and going into closed? Gary, thank you.